Hello, dear student. Welcome to this channel. This is Dilkumar Gurung, and today we're going to discuss about motion and rest. So, what is motion and what is rest? So, if the object is changing its position with respect to surrounding, that means object is in motion. On the other hand, if that particular object or anything in this universe does not change its position and location with respect to surrounding, that means object is at rest. As simple as that. Okay, for example, you are sitting in your classroom and with respect to bench, with respect to your classmate, with respect to your teacher, you are at rest. Okay, on the other hand, when you see at the road and someone is moving, why that person is moving? Okay, we only came to know that because we are at rest and we are observing the moving object. So in that case we can say that that person object is moving with respect to ourself. So from these two examples, we came to know that if you want to confirm if the object is moving or at rest, then we have to compare the object with ourselves or with the something else. Okay, so from these two examples, I think you understood the concept of motion and rest. So I'm going to ask a question. When you are in your classroom, are you really at rest? Think about it. Okay, you are not at rest because earth is moving, so we are. Okay, so we are not at rest. So we cannot absolutely say that this object is in motion or that object is at rest, because motion and the rest are relative term. They are nothing we call absolute motion or absolute rest, because if the object is in motion, maybe so that object is in at rest with respect to something else. Okay, similarly, if the object is at rest, maybe that object does not at rest with respect to something else. Okay, so I think you got the point. So let's move on. Let's talk about the two types of motion. So we have mainly two types of motion: uniform and non-uniform motion. So let's talk about what does it mean by uniform motion. So as a definition, if an object travels equal distance in equal interval of time, then it is said to be in uniform motion. Okay, let me elaborate more. So if the object, for example, if the object travels 50 meter of distance in each interval of time, that means that particular object is in uniform motion. As simple as that. So for that matter, here example, this right car is at 0 distance, and with respect to the surrounding, this red car is travel 50 meter of distance in each interval of time, each equal interval of time. That means we can safely say that this red car is in uniform motion. Okay, let's move on. So for uniform motion, we have a formula: S is equal to D divided by T, where S is speed, D is distance, T is in time interval. T, what is the T? T is time interval. Okay, so for this particular formula, I'm going to ask a question. For example, let's say Okay, so this is a question. A car is moving uniformly with 20 meter per second speed, then find distance traveled in 10 seconds. Okay, so for that matter, because the question is very simple, because the car is moving uniformly, so we safely use this formula: S is equal to d divided by t. Okay, so in order to find out the distance, we have to rearrange this formula. So here, as we know that S is equal to d divided by t, so from here d is S into t. Now all you have to just plug the formula, plug the values of this. What is S? S is 20 meter per second. And what is t? T is nothing but just 10 seconds. So plug this here, 20 into 10. So it is come out to be 200 meter. Why meter? Because in SI system we measure the distance or displacement in meter and time in second. So that's why it is 200 meters. I think you understood this question very well. Let's move on. Our next concept is non-uniform motion. So what does it mean? So if an object travels different distance in equal interval of time, then it is said to be in non-uniform motion. That means if the time is fixed, if the interval is fixed, for the same interval, if the object travels different or unequal distance, that means the object is in non-uniform motion. So we can note here. So in earlier formula, S is equal to d divided by t. So we cannot use this formula for non-uniform motion. Okay, so make this formula in your mind. We cannot use this formula in the case of non-uniform motion. Okay, so here the animation for non-uniform motion. Okay, from here you got to note that so the red car travels unequal distance in equal interval of time. So we can safely say that this red car is in non-uniform motion. So this is all about what does it mean by rest, motion, and types of motion, uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So that's all for this video, and in next video we're going to discuss about displacement and distance. Till then, bye for now.